Christmas time in the 1950s was filled with a warm, cozy charm. Downtown streets were decorated for the season with storefronts and lampposts dressed in garland, while homes sparkled with tinsel, shiny baubles in every color, and of course, twinkling Christmas lights. Edward H. Johnson, a friend and business associate of Thomas Edison, put the very first string of electric Christmas tree lights together all the way back in 1882. However, the traditional electric Christmas lights as we know them today weren't commonly used in homes until the 1930s, and even then they were sparsely used. But by 1950s, electric Christmas lights were safer and more affordable, making it possible for families and businesses to splurge on the glowing multicolored bulbs that illuminated homes, shopping centers, and the quaint downtowns of cities both big and small. At home, families decorated real evergreen trees with handmade or glass ornaments from brands like Shiny Bright, or those cute little 3D diorama ornaments imported from Japan. Bubble lights and mounds of silver tinsel generously draped over branches, perfect for catching the light from those single-strand C7 bulbs that glowed warm and soft. The tree was a sight to behold, a shimmering centerpiece of the holiday season. And some families would still drape their tree in angel hair, which was a delicate spun glass that gave the tree a beautiful fairy-like look. But you couldn't touch the angel hair. And of course, what happens if you tell a kid not to touch something? It makes them want to touch it even more. And many little ones would have sore, itchy fingers because it was impossible to handle the angel hair without getting little shards of glass stuck in your hands. And by the late 1950s, the beginning of the space age, shiny aluminum trees started to trend. Their futuristic sparkle providing a bright metallic contrast to the evergreen's natural greenery. And eventually, those shiny silver metallic trees would be illuminated by light from a revolving color wheel, but not quite yet. The color wheels didn't come around until 1960.
Holiday time's a good time for the good taste of Coke. Holiday time's a good time for the good taste of Coke. The holiday's coming, let's have fun, bring Coca-Cola for everyone. Holiday time's a good time for the good taste of Coke.
Christmas caroling was a big part of the holiday season, as friends, family, and church groups would stroll through neighborhoods, singing Silent Night, Joy to the World, and Jingle Bells, bringing cheer to doorsteps where the carolers were met with smiles and perhaps a cup of homemade eggnog for the grown-ups. Communities often gathered in town squares for Christmas tree lightings. Families would bundle up for the cold, sipping hot chocolate while admiring the decorations. And you might even catch a glimpse of Santa and Mrs. Claus, or maybe an elf or two. Department stores pulled out all the stops to create these elaborate holiday displays. Seasonal window arrangements showcased beautiful scenes of winter wonderlands, glimmering stacks of presents, and Santa's toy-filled workshops. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade officially kicked off the Christmas season, setting the holiday spirit in motion. For shoppers, especially in small towns, catalogs were a holiday staple. Kids would flip through the toy sections, writing their wish list for Santa, hoping he remembered all the times they'd been good, and maybe overlooked the few times they had been a bit naughty. Another beloved custom was the annual viewing of holiday specials. Now, the classics that we remember nowadays, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman, A Charlie Brown Christmas, those shows were still a few years away. In the 1950s, holiday specials including live broadcasts of classic tales like A Christmas Carol, as well as Christmas episodes from popular shows of the day, favorites like The Lawrence Welk Show, The Jack Benny Show, The Honeymooners with their 'Twas the Night Before Christmas episode, and I Love Lucy's Christmas brought laughs to the TV audiences. Flip on the radio and you might catch the Andrews Sisters singing Christmas Island, or maybe Brenda Lee singing her classic Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. And in 1957, Elvis Presley released his Christmas album, featuring beautiful renditions of classics like Silent Night and Blue Christmas, along with 2 new holiday songs, Santa Bring My Baby Back to Me and Santa Claus is Back in Town.
And then it happened. The girls discovered 9 full-color photographs of Elvis right in the album. Now, how do you divide 9 pictures of Elvis evenly between 2 girls? Big Sis has one answer. 5 for Little Sis, 4 for herself, and to even it off, she's going to buy Elvis' latest pop recording of Treat Me Nice. And that does it.
On Christmas Eve, children would hang up their stockings, and parents put out plates of cookies and milk for Santa Claus, and carrots, of course, for the reindeer, creating an air of anticipation for the big morning. On Christmas morning, kids would scramble out of bed and race to the tree, hoping to find more toys than clothes. Excitingly tearing open their gifts, they might discover board games like Candyland, Risk, or Careers, and toys such as Mr. Potato Head, Color Forms, Play-Doh, Tonka trucks, Matchbox cars, and for the little ones, corn poppers and slinky dogs awaited. And in 1959, the debut of Barbie added an extra layer of excitement to the already thrilling morning. Food was another major highlight of the season, with families gathering around big tables filled with delicious traditional meals. In the 1950s, the Christmas feast often featured roast turkey or glazed ham, accompanied by hearty sides like mashed potatoes, green bean casserole, and Jell-O salads, a favorite of the era. Fruitcake was a common sight, and desserts included minced pies, rum balls, and of course gingerbread men. So that wraps up my look back at Christmas in the 1950s. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you like this kind of content. And if you have any wonderful Christmas memories, no matter the decade, please leave them in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching.
Wow, Borden's Eggnog! Now we can have a party!
Borden's Eggnog is the delicious holiday treat the whole family loves, right from the carton. It's made with lots of eggs, milk, and real sweet cream. Rich and creamy, better than the best milkshake you ever tasted. Borden's, very big on flavor.